Hey guys, hope you're having a good day. Storyhawk here, back reading some more revenge stories. Surprise, surprise. Hope you enjoy them. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Cheers. AT&T tries to screw me over $139. I actually screw them out of $72,000. So after my wife and I got married last year, we decided that we should both get on the same phone plan. We went down to the AT&T store and met with a rep who told us we'd both be on an unlimited plan for $70 a month, all in, including taxes and fees. I was very specific about getting the all-in price for the service. It seemed like a decent deal, so we signed up. 2 days later, I log into the website and see that there's already a bill for $139. I call up the rep to see what's up and they tell me that between the activation fees, taxes and surcharges, the bill was correct. I told them what the salesperson told me and they basically told me to pound sand. I promptly told them I wanted to cancel the service and wanted the $139 waived. They said they could cancel the service, but could not/would not waive the bill. They also told me if I cancelled immediately, my wife and I would lose our phone numbers, which is true. So, I figured since I've already have to pay for the month, and I don't want to lose my phone number, I'll just get a new carrier and cancel when I'm ready. So I do my research and find Visible, which is excellent, and we make the switch. I call back to AT&T and inform them that we have switched carriers and want to cancel the service. I again ask for a refund. The rep informs me that since I have the service for 4 days, that I'm not entitled to a refund. He tells me to read the fine print on the contract, which indeed tells me that I have 3 days to cancel for a full refund. I'm now fuming because the first CSR that I talked to on day 2 denied me a refund if I cancelled. I asked for the next level of CSR and they send me to a customer care and retention person. I explained the entire fiasco to him and how I feel that I've now been lied to twice by AT&T reps, sales rep and first CSR. He's a really cool guy and apologises and says he'll take care of it and will completely waive the bill. I'm very thankful and hang up thinking that this is finally resolved. Fast forward a month and I get an AT&T bill in the mail saying my payment was not received and is now late. I again pick up the phone and call AT&T. I eventually make my way through 2 CSR reps until I get back to the customer care and retention department. This time I did not have the chill dude. Instead, I got a very smarmy woman who said that the bill was due and I'd owed the entire amount. I asked her to please check the CSR notes and that the last guy told me he would waive the amount. She put me on a 10-minute silent hold and came back and said she'd escalate the matter to her supervisor. She said I should receive an email by the end of the week with a resolution. 2 weeks go by. No response. I call again. This time I get a very nice lady that is sympathetic. She says she'll waive the bill. She comes back and tells me that she can't do anything because the bill has already been sent to collections. She said not to worry and that she'll send a letter to collections to have them waive the debt. I ask if this will go on my credit report and she says no, and that they'll take care of it. 6 months later, I get a letter in the mail from Sequium Asset Solutions out of Georgia trying to collect on the $139. I immediately send them a letter via certified mail demanding that they verify the debt since it's obviously bad. I hear nothing for 2 months, and then I get an alert that I have a negative mark on my credit. I go in and sure enough, Sequium has indicated that the amount is in collections. I immediately write letters to all 3 bureaus requesting that they remove the remark. A month goes by and every single one of the bureaus removes the mark. Thank God. Another 3 months go by and then I get a letter from Sunrise Credit Services in New York, again trying to collect on the debt. This is truly unbelievable because it appears that Sequium couldn't verify it, so instead of apologizing and waiving the debt, they just sold it off to another collection agency. I send another certified letter to Sunrise demanding verification. I get nothing in reply. So far they have not attempted to put a mark on my credit. That's where this part of the story ends. Who knows what will happen next? I could file a lawsuit, but the filing fee alone would be more than the amount owed. Here's the thing. I'm not cash strapped. I'm blessed enough that I could easily pay the $139 without making a dent in my budget. I've lost 5 times that amount in hours spent on the phone and writing letters. but I am determined to go to the mat with AT&T on principle alone. This brings us to the revenge stage. You see, in addition to my job as an attorney, I'm an elected city councilman in my town, and when I was going over our monthly expenses, I noticed that we were paying AT&T close to $6,000 a month for our phones, internet and TV services. We're a fairly small town, so it was pretty obvious that we were being bent over by these clowns and that we could save a ton of money by switching. I started working with our city manager and IT director on finding another solution. We discovered that by switching to various carriers and providers that we could save half. I never would have looked that closely into our telecom expense had AT&T not jerked me around. 2 weeks ago, the resolution to switch was put on their meeting agenda and the council voted to pass it. We decided to completely cut ties with AT&T. Our city is saving a ton of money, getting better service, and with the money we saved from switching, we were able to hire another part-time animal shelter employee, which we desperately needed. I highly doubt our city would have considered switching if I didn't make such a stink about it. AT&T will end up losing hundreds of thousands over the coming years because of this. I hope it was worth it, AT&T. Always clear your memory card before pawning an item. So, you can read this post for the whole backstory. Basically, a lady we'll call Leech, for reasons made clear at the end, spent a year helping her friend, Psycho, harass my family and I over a custody dispute. Leech wasn't related to the family at all, just a friend with an affinity for causing drama. She would make fake profiles along with Psycho, and tried to fish information about us out of friends and family, just some real nasty stuff. Leech would take the online harassment further than Psycho, which never made any sense to me because I never had a personal problem with Leech. We'd known each other back in grade school and were even casual friends. She used our past history to try to weasel into my friends list, but I already saw that she was helping Psycho slander my name online and didn't buy into a malarkey. She then started copying my display pictures and making them into ugly memes. Any post I made public was instantly captured and mocked on their stepmother's support page. Leech was dating the best friend of Psycho's husband. Her boyfriend had a daughter from a previous relationship, and Leech was a proud and attentive stepmother. Most of her identity revolved around being a stepmother. The page on which she posted the memes she made and posts she stole had been running for a number of years and had nearly 10,000 members. She created it herself. She and Psycho also started a handful of other pages for the sole purpose of harassing and mocking us. A couple I had to have legally removed. Police were involved in everything. This has been going on since before March, and for Christmas that year my wife's grandmother got each of the great-grandkids a 3DS. To save some money, she went to a pawn shop for some gently used consoles and games. This is where karma had dealt us a sweet hand. Nena had purchased 4 3DS in total. The one my daughter just happened to get had a memory card inside, full of photos. Upon a quick scan, I realized the people looked familiar. It was Leech and her boyfriend. Over and over, dozens of photos, some a little racy. Why else would I be given this opportunity? Of course I was meant to use them, right? I immediately get to work, uploading every photo and file and set up a fake email account with bits of her information to make it look like hers. I joined any and all free dating sites I could think of, even downloaded some apps that aren't advertised as dating, but we all know that's how they're used. In short, I plastered her selfies everywhere. I refrained from using the inappropriate ones because I just didn't feel right about that. Implied loose morals was as far as I wanted to take it. I answered a couple of messages on each site to make it look more authentic, even sharing more innocent enough selfies to prove I was the real deal. A while ago, I'd come across Leech's self number online. She had shared it in a public comment, and I was in the process of screen capping any post she made about my family. I'd screen capped that comment too, but I hadn't done anything with it. I was just gathering and retaining all the information I could, and my patience was about to pay off. After giving a few guys the number, I didn't bother logging on anymore. That was enough damage, I thought. It would be easy enough for her to prove she had never visited those sites, and they should be able to recognise the photos as being taken with the crappy lens of an early 3DS. But then the other boot dropped. After a few weeks, maybe a month, I go snooping on Leech's stepmother's support page to see if she had anything to say about my antics, but it was quiet. Weird. I check out her profile and find all her past posts had been hidden, and the boyfriend scrubbed of all photos available. When I check out his profile, there's this gigantic rant about unfaithful bitches. Oops. Turns out, Leech had been sleeping with her boyfriend's best friend, the guy Psycho was married to, older brother. It had been going on for some time and no one knew anything, not even Psycho. If the boyfriend hadn't confronted her about the random texts she was getting from horny guys, he never would have seen the other texts that were cleverly disguised to hide the affair. Being a self-proclaimed stay-at-home stepmom, he had visitation every other weekend and 2 weeks in the summer. Leech had no interest in holding a job. The boyfriend owned and paid for everything, including her cell phone. When he found out about the affair, he kicked her out of the house and took her phone. He pawned all of it to pay off some of the enormous debt she'd put him in. The reason the 3DS was in the pawn shop at all was because he needed some extra cash. It was his 3DS, and he'd pawned it for some money for a present for her. He wasn't able to pay it back in time and the shop owner resold the item. That's why the memory card wasn't wiped or anything. I'd say it was meant to be. There you go guys, hope you enjoyed those. Stick around for some more videos, make sure you hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.